This right here is like an ancient vessel that sank. It's really popular for scuba diving. But I don't have a solid way I don't have an anchor or a rope to tie this down so I don't lose it. If I get out of this thing, it's gonna float away and I'll have to get after it. I could park it up on shore, but I was actually warned by some of the guys at the wharf not to go on that island because of the situation with people being transient, and it's kind of a hideout island. To be honest, it's kind of a place where people go to hide from the law and be away from people, and as you can see, there's a lot of wrecked, trashed boats up there. So I was actually told not to go on that island and spend too much time on there. Maybe stay on the beach at best. And I don't like the idea of snorkeling. I got my snorkel right here. This one's badass. This is a Maer's liquid skin. It works very well. I want to snorkel around this thing. I should have brought a rope or a way to tie up to this thing. That's an old boat that sank. It's a popular snorkeling area, scubaing. It's only in 6 feet of water right here, apparently. But I'm gonna make it around this island, and I might come back out here and hit that thing when I get a little rope to tie up to it. Spend some time just going back and forth. It's a boat. It's been wrecked. You know, that's what it is. It's not like a great underwater adventure. They have parasailing, scuba diving, windsurfing. There's probably some form of surfing around here. This right here is called Clubhouse Island. It's private, from what I understand. These islands were made when they dredged the channel for the huge ships, tourist ships that come in here, and Coast Guard. And one of the locals says that this Key West was once not the way it is now. Big surprise. It wasn't this huge tourist destination that it is now. The water's really shallow here. You do have to look out for that even if you have a yak. If you got a hole in your boat, you'd be kind of fucked out here. You didn't have a patch kit. That's another thing about this yak, this Eddieline 14. It's got a quick, at the time of damage, patch kit. So, and also plastic welding these is really easy. Pull it up on shore and get yourself a little torch, little handheld torch or a lighter, and you can put these patches on that melds in with the molecular structure of the rest of the material. Really handy. They have that on the polyethylene kayaks as well, but those are a lot heavier. Those are not serious adventure oriented. Those are just, and they ask a pretty penny for them, which I don't get. You know, this one was expensive enough. And if you want one of those pedal drive systems, you're kidding yourself, because that pretty much confines you to deep water, because those things hang down 2 feet or so, maybe more. And the place in which you're taking your yaks, a lot of times you're putting in on water, on shore and stuff, and you spend enough of your time yakking in water that's too shallow for that, and you're going to wind up not using it half the time. And this is very pure